Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Chris Egan. Welcome to King 5 Plus, to our special Game 1 pregame show of the American League Championship Series between the Mariners and the Blue Jays. You're looking at a live picture now from just outside the Rogers Center. Jake Wittenberg is there, Ariel Arsuto. They are both in Toronto for games 1 and 2. We'll get to Jake in a sec, but first, let's get you ready for this big game number 1. Bryce Miller will get the start for the M's tonight. Miller pitched solid in Game 4 against the Detroit Tigers in the ALDS. He only pitched against the Jays this season once. It wasn't great. He gave up 8 hits, 7 runs in 5 innings, but that was also his last start before he went on the injured list. Miller is only pitching on 3 days rest, but he says he'll be ready to go tonight.
No, it's been a weird week. Just, first off, I only threw 55 pitches in my start, so in the moment I was not as happy with that, but now I'm glad I did, because now I'm pitching on 4 days, so everything works out, and yeah, it's super cool. I'm fired up, and yeah, I'm ready to go. It's pitching in the playoffs is something you dream of, and just getting the opportunity to start us off and get us going early and set the tone is super meaningful, and yeah, I'm ready to go.
Dan Wilson says he will announce who will start Game 2 after tonight's game. This is batting practice from earlier today at Rogers Center. The M's love to get batting practice in if they can. Team arrived to Toronto yesterday. They wanted to get some rest in Saturday morning, but they were at Rogers Center earlier today getting set for game number 1. Kevin Gausman will get the start for Toronto. He was 10-11 this season with a 3.59 ERA. He was an All-Star in 2021, 2023. He faced the Mariners once this season, gave up 7 hits, 3 runs in 5 1/3 innings. And one more nugget to pass along. The Mariners announced their ALCS roster today. Brian Wu is on the roster. Luke Raley now on the taxi squad. Wu will throw a live bullpen tomorrow. They will see how he feels and hopefully have him ready to start for Game 5. I would expect to see Luis Castillo in Game 2, Gilbert in 3, Kirby in 4, and hopefully Wu in 5. Jake Wittenberg is a King 5 All-Star, and he's joining us right now live from Toronto, where they are getting ready for game number 1. Jake, how's the vibe there in Toronto?
Oh, man. Pre-game, Chris, you know how it feels before these games. It is electric here ahead of the ALCS. Obviously, the Blue Jays fans far outnumbering Mariners fans, but we've had a few encounters with some Seattle faithful here, some of them from Seattle, some of them from Canada or elsewhere, and I have to tell you, the vibe around here, very positive, of course, for the Blue Jays. Everyone's been very, very friendly, and when we see Mariners fans, they are excited to see us. It's like a family homecoming. We talked to one fan just before the batting practice a few minutes ago. You'd think that, any Canadian that was here in Canada would be a Blue Jays fan. Not the case for one guy.
I'm from Vancouver, British Columbia. I've been a Mariners fan for as long as I can remember. My dad was a Mariners fan forever. His favorite athlete of all time is Edgar Martinez. He wears number 11 in hockey for that reason. So do I.
Yeah, this family, the dad originally from Redmond, and his family moving to Pennsylvania, making the trek here, saying, not they're Mariners fans, it's this close, just an hour and a half plane ride. They've got to get here to see this. Remember, both of these teams became a franchise in 1977, so they do have a lot in common in that respect. And all the fans here that I speak with tell me, hey, 2022, we were here. We lost those 2 games to the Mariners in that division series. We want to get revenge, and they're out to get it tonight. A few minutes ago, too, I was in the room with the families of the Mariners players. Spoke to Cal Raleigh's girlfriend, Hannah. I said, are you nervous, Hannah? She said, not really, actually, just tired. Mitch Garver's wife said the same thing. Her and her 2 kids, after that 15-inning slugfest in Seattle, they had to get the kids, get their whole life uprooted to get here to support the family, support the guys on the field tonight. And they are ready to rock, obviously, to root on their family as well on the field. Chris, the vibe, just awesome out here, getting close to game time.
We're going to be checking in with Jake quite a bit more. So, Jake, we'll see you in just a few. Great stuff right there. Jake Wittenberg live in Toronto, right outside Rogers Center as we get set for game number 1. Manager Dan Wilson has been pushing all the right buttons this season. American League West champs, now 4 wins away from the World Series. His team hasn't had much rest the past week, flying from Seattle to Detroit, Detroit to Seattle, 15 innings in Game 5, and then off to Toronto. The Mariners 2-4 against the Jays during the regular season, but Wilson says his team is ready to go for this big series. Dan Wilson spoke with the media earlier today.
Dan, adding Brian to the ALCS roster, what did you see from him to know that he's ready, and when can you potentially expect him to get out there for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's made his steady progress and has hit some of the milestones we were hoping for. Felt good in his last bullpen, and the velos were where we were hoping to, and going to get a chance, tomorrow, I think, to throw a live. So he's at a point where he's feeling a lot better, and hoping that as we get into this series, we'll get a chance to see him later.
Go straight in the middle and the back, Tim.
Dan, do you have a Game 2 starter?
We're going to see how guys feel today, and we'll likely announce that after the game today.
We'll go to Mike in the middle.
I'm just curious, obviously there's going to be the bounce back physically after 15 innings, but in terms of the emotional weight of doing that in Seattle and everything it means to the city, how do you feel like the guys are bouncing back in terms of just resetting from that and the emotional sort of changeover to this?
Yeah, I mean, it was highly emotional, that last game and getting into this series, as the next stepping stone. And I think yesterday helped, get that chance to travel to kind of, transition out of one series and into this series. I think, this is what playoff baseball is about, and you have to make these adjustments. And our guys have done this all season long. I feel like with all the travel we have, all the things that we have to deal with, being out on the West Coast, it helps us in these kinds of situations, and being able to kind of move on and switch gears, I think, is something that we're able to do because of that. And our guys will, they'll definitely be ready tonight.
Go on the left, Tyler.
Dan, I think you had one other roster adjustment, putting on Miles and taking off Luke Raley. What was the thought there?
Yeah, I think, having some flexibility, having some, guys that can play multiple spots, and Stroh is one of those guys that's able to kind of play anywhere on the infield and can fill in a lot of the outfield spots as well. So just kind of adding that versatility is going to be something that we're hoping for in this series as well.
Go on the back against the wall.
Hey, Dan, the Blue Jays have announced Trey Savage to start Game 2. I'm sure you saw what he did against the Yankees last weekend. What do you make of the challenge that he presents with the unique arm angle and the nasty split?
Yeah, it's he's definitely something that we're going to have to figure out. And the big arm, the big split, they're tough pitches, clearly. Something similar, Gausman tonight with the split as well. So something that our guys are going to have to adjust to. And this is what's great about the postseason. Making the adjustments and doing the things you need to do to win games. And offensively, I thought we did some really good stuff in the Detroit series, and we've had to make adjustments, in that series offensively, and we'll have to make different adjustments here in Toronto, and it'll be good to get a chance to do that tonight, and then we'll be ready for Savage tomorrow. I think we can't jump too far ahead, but just being ready and putting in the preparation that we have to get ready for that. Our hitting staff with Gar at the helm and Seitz and Bobby do such a great job preparing our guys. So our guys will know what they need to be doing when they get out there against them.
Go on the back left.
Dan, as far as the emotion, I guess, from Friday night, I'm sure there's a comparable to that in your playing career from 30 years ago, but just as far as the exhaustion and what everyone had to go through in the 5 hours, is there anything you can compare that to from when you played?
Yeah, I mean, we in one of the years, I think it was 95, we had the one game playoff, obviously a huge emotional win there, and then had to play the next day in New York. So yes, again, moving on from games is tough, especially when you've gone through that emotional thing, but part of what makes those things so exciting is that you're getting a chance to advance. And so when you do advance, you get ready quickly and you move on and get started on that next series. And baseball is a progression of series, and you move on from the one that you just finished, and you move on to the one that's coming up, and so I think that's where we're at. Yes, emotionally it's a change, but you know, these guys have done this time and time again.
And just as far as the pitching for tomorrow, I know you don't want to confirm anything, but is it fair to speculate that Friday could have been treated almost like a side for Luis Castillo, that he may be able to be available tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, you can make that case for a couple guys, you know, that threw in that ball game, and you know, that's why today is kind of a day to figure out exactly what we're going to do for tomorrow.
Go to Ryan in the middle.
Hey, Dan, Cal had his first pass ball of the season the other night. I mean, that's over 1,000 innings caught, and he didn't have a pass ball. Can you kind of elaborate on how kind of remarkable that is, given also that the staff you have doesn't make it easy to always catch them?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing for me that's incredible. Not that our staff is throwing balls all over the place. They just have really good stuff. And you think about Logan and his split. Bryce has a split. George has a split. You know, these guys that have tough pitches to catch. And you would think at some point during the season you're going to miss a few. But for that to be the first one is remarkable. You know, again, you stack that on to all the incredible other things that he has done this season, and you realize, you know, what an incredible player this you know, that Cal is. So yeah, it's almost unfathomable that was his first one, and because of the guys he catches can be tough, but Cal is, you know, he is unbelievable, and what he can do behind the plate. We've talked about it all season long. That's why he's the Platinum Glove winner from last year. You know, he just continues to do it.
Go to Tyler on the left.
Dan, your pitchers will be facing a much different kind of offense with Toronto compared to Detroit. Detroit strikes out a lot. Toronto doesn't. What kind of challenge, or how does that change things? Because you guys always pound the zone no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, you know, again, I think playoffs are a time to play to your strengths, and our guys, I thought, threw the ball very well in Detroit, again, that Detroit series. Bullpen threw the ball very well in the Detroit series, and that's what we're going to continue to do. You know, this is a team we know makes contact. This is a team that will put the ball in play. But that's, you know, our guys are still going to take the philosophy that they have, attack the strike zone, get into control the count, and when you do that, you're hoping to get weaker contact versus, you know, the hard contact. So our guys won't change in some ways. You know, they'll make their adjustments to the hitters clearly, but you know, our philosophy will always stay the same, and that's getting ahead and getting control of the count.
All right, that was Dan Wilson from earlier tonight. You're watching Mariners Game 1 pregame show coming to you live on King 5 Plus. I'm Chris Egan, taking some of the big notes from Dan Wilson real quickly there. He says Brian Wu will throw a live bullpen session tomorrow. After that, they'll determine where he will pitch in this series. Dan Wilson says he will announce the starter of Game 2 after tonight's game. Trey Savage will get the start for the Toronto Blue Jays. He has a very interesting pitch. It's a high arm release, angle at about 63 degrees. He has a nasty splitter, throws a fastball, slider, and curveball as well. He will be the Game 2 starter for Toronto. The starting lineup today for the Mariners, no major surprises. Randy Arozarena leading off, followed by Cal Raleigh, Julio Rodriguez, Jorge Polanco batting cleanup, Josh Naylor batting fifth, followed by Gino Suarez, Dominic Canzone, Victor Robles, and J.P. Crawford is batting ninth. Mariners are holding a watch party for fans in Seattle. King 5's Matty White is live at Victory Hall across the street from T-Mobile Park. Matty White, how's the party going tonight?
Oh, Chris, it's lit here across from T-Mobile Ballpark. It's been a ton of people filing in since 3 o'clock. It's a free party, so basically it's just you pay for what you eat or drink. And at this point, we're now about 15 minutes out from the start of the game, and it's pretty darn packed. We're seeing standing room only. You can see they've got all sorts of fun activities. We have communal tables for, you know, beer, drinking, and all that. We've got a Trident photo shoot. I'm going to show you guys what we have here. Hey, can I borrow this really quick? My friend Cal Raleigh. Now that's one big dumper. Am I right? Oh, Matilda. Thank you. Do you have any message you'd like to share for the Mariners as they head into Game 1 of ALCS?
I'm so scared, but I hope we win so bad. I'm so scared.
Thank you so much. There's some, nerves in the room tonight, but I would say more than anything, there's a lot of spirit. And oh my gosh, hello, I'm here with Mari and Derry. You guys have been Mariners fans for quite some time.
Yep, since the beginning.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you mentioned the Kingdom days.
Yeah, we went to the last game in the Kingdom. We got a big piece of the Kingdom in our backyard. Yeah.
We got the Kingdom.
But the best thing was we just met Humpy. Oh my God, I can't.
What was he like?
He's great.
Slimy yet satisfying.
Oh, and I see Mariners Moose behind us. Hey, Mariners Moose. Moosey. Hi. See, this is really fun. Hi, everybody. Say hi to everyone at home. Trident's up. Woo! So for you guys to see the trajectory of the Mariners, right? At this point, it is, how would you describe this moment in history as a Mariners fan?
Incredible. All these people that have never seen it before, we've seen it, we've been through it. We sat in the Kingdom for $7 in the outfield, and now we get to see it. It's our turn. This is it.
It's our turn.
Everybody's a fan today. We've been a fan for a lifetime. Definitely.
Go Mariners!
Woo! Woo! You think we have what it takes to take on the Toronto Blue Jays?
We got it.
You do? Okay.
Side, we're ready.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, it was so nice to meet you, Mari and Derry. Thank you for chatting with me. Some really devoted, longtime Mariners fans. These are not just a bunch of bandwagon fans, let me tell you that. These are longtime devoted fans. Chris, I'm going to send it back to you. I'm Maddie White, King 5 News.
Hey, Maddie, if you can hear me, Maddie, I want you to go get Humpy. I'd like to get an exclusive interview with Humpy. I saw him in the background there. Humpy got the big win on Friday night in Game 5 of the 15th inning. All right, from Humpy and Maddie White to Jake Whittenberg, who is batting cleanup for the King 5 Sports crew. He rejoins us from Toronto with more with the fans outside Rogers Center. Jake, take it away.
Man, it is hard to follow Humpy, Chris. That's all I've got to say, man. That's a tough act to follow. Getting close to game time here in Toronto, 7:47 local time. Starting to see fewer fans, crossing this bridge that we're on here above the train tracks, getting into the Rogers Center as people take their seats. The big mantra right now in Toronto is want it all. In Seattle, it was seize the moment, a line from Ichiro's Hall of Fame speech. So those are the two comparisons right now, the two mantras. And we spoke to some fans getting ahead of this game today. Seen very few Mariners fans, obviously, compared to Blue Jays fans. Some live in the Canada area, some in the western portion, eastern portion of the country, some from Seattle. It was a variety. Take a listen.
We're from Charlotte, North Carolina, just came up for the day, hoping to see a good Mariners win. It's tough to get to Seattle, but a lot easier to get here.
We just got in from Seattle, obviously, but I'm just catching up to her because she's been to all the games so far.
All the games?
Bringing the mojo all the way from Seattle.
Wow, nicely done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were definitely some excited fans. It's so cool to see such hardcore fans like that going to as many games as possible. I've never been to a batting practice on the field before, Chris. I know you have. Such a cool feeling, especially in a playoff atmosphere. Dan Wilson was at first base, taking balls from his players during fielding practice, too. Never seen that before. I don't know if you've seen that, but I thought that was pretty cool. Dan Wilson, a manager, integrating with his team like that. They're already fired up, ready to go tonight.
Yeah, Jake, Dan loves to show that he still has some skills out there. He's actually played in a lot of playoff games, and now he is managing his first series, and so far, so good for Dan Wilson. We'll get back to Jake in a little bit. Cal Raleigh, we've been talking about him a whole lot. He had a .381 batting average against the Detroit Tigers in the ALDS. He's also pretty good against the Toronto Blue Jays in his career. In 24 games against the Jays, Cal is batting .274 with 10 home runs, 20 RBI, and 17 runs scored. Cal is excited to be in the ALCS, but says 15 innings in Game 5 of the ALDS was a challenge physically and mentally.
Yeah, I think it's definitely the mental part of it. It's definitely more exhausting than the physical. Obviously, you're physically tired, but mentally having to deal with new pitchers and trying to face guys 6, 7, 8 times, whatever amount it was. It gets to be tough and just the emotional roller coaster as well. So it's a lot of fun, but it's a lot of feelings and emotions going on.
Absolutely. So you kind of answered this yesterday. The whole pitching staff was amazing, but what did you make of Logan Gilbert's performance in particular?
Yeah, I mean, it says a lot about, who he is, as a person and player, going on short rest and going parts of 3 innings. So he did an unbelievable job, and, just thankful that he could go out there and help us win, him and Louis both. So they did a great job, and like I said, to do that coming out of the bullpen on short rest is amazing.
And then one more, turning the page here. You've done pretty well in Toronto in the past. Why has it been a place you found success, and do you like anything about playing there?
No, not particularly. Just I mean, it's definitely a fun city. It's a nice stadium, and they're a good team. So always look forward to the challenge and playing them, and it's just always fun.
All right, there he is, getting my vote for the MVP. I know that's going to be a battle against Aaron Judge, but I think the home runs, the RBIs, and what he has meant for the Seattle Mariners team, Cal Raleigh should be your MVP this year in the American League. All right, for more on Game 1, we've already heard from Jake Wittenberg in Toronto, Maddie White here in Seattle with the fans. Ariel Orsuto is also in Toronto, and she joins us now with a preview of Game 1.
The Mariners are warming up here at Rogers Center in Toronto. They got in a little bit late last night from their travel day. A lot of talk about whether that travel and the 15-inning game would have any effect on them. Matt Brash shut that down. He said the travel wasn't really much different from what they experience in the middle of the season whenever they come across the country. Speaking of Brash, he grew up about 2 hours away in Kingston, Ontario, grew up a huge Blue Jays fan. So he said that playing here, just like he did in 2022, is pretty surreal. While obviously he hopes to get a few outs against this team, he hopes not to get too many boos from his former favorite team. From Rogers Center in Toronto, Ariel Orsuto, King 5 Sports.
All right, Ariel, thank you. We know the Mariners have been good this season, but the Toronto Blue Jays are also having a season too. Remember, the Blue Jays finished the regular season with 94 wins. Only the Phillies and Brewers had more wins this season. Manager John Schneider became a coach for the Jays in 2019, was named the manager after the 2022 season. He's managed his Jays in the playoffs 3 times. Here's John Schneider on his Game 1 starter, Kevin Gausman.
Yeah, I mean, Kev's just been so consistent, since he's been here, and he's been in big games here, just did a Game 1, last week, and I think that his demeanor continues to impress me, whether it's a game in June or whether it's in a playoff game. He kind of doesn't budge. So having that veteran guy out there to navigate things in real time. Kev talked about the at-bat against Judge, Game 1, 6th inning, where he wasn't afraid to walk him, you know what I mean, and did the same thing to Bellinger after that. And kind of when you have a guy with good stuff and you have a guy that can process what's going on in real time, you feel really good about his decision-making in those spots. So,
Hi, John. Jays haven't been here for almost a decade. It's only the 8th time that the Jays have been in the ALCS. Thinking back through this season, I mean, this is the hardest ticket to get right now in the city. What's your message to fans, and what's it been like for you to play in front of all these fans all this season?
Yeah, it's been tremendous. I feel like the last second half of the year, really, whole year, they've come out and supported us. And I feel like you could feel the buzz in the city for a few months now. This atmosphere, I think you kind of have to be here to appreciate it in the postseason. It can be pretty deafening at times. So to the fans, I say thank you for coming, and thank you for making this a place that is noticeably different to play in when you get into this kind of atmosphere. So it's fun every single night. It was fun in the DS, against the Yankees. They were loud. It plays a part. It's easy for guys to get up and play here, and I think it's a tough place to come in and play as an opposing team. So we love the support. It's cool that you can feel it in the building, but it's really cool you can feel it throughout the city too.
Well, no question it will get loud there, but the Seattle Mariners know how to win there. They won 2 games in the wild card playoffs a few years back. They know how to shut up those Blue Jays fans. As we get closer to first pitch, here's one more look at today's starters. Once again, Bryce Miller getting the start for the M's, pitched against the Detroit Tigers. Wasn't excited that he got pulled out of that game early, but as we look back now, Miller says, you know what? I only threw 55 pitches, and that was a good thing now as he gets set to make the start in game number 1. Jake Wittenberg has been outside getting ready for game. Jake, I got to tell you this. I know this may be our last time we take you because I want to get you in there because the Toronto Blue Jays have the best media food spread in all of baseball. So I want to make sure you sit down and then get the ribs, get the chicken, and then really enjoy the food there in Toronto. But until you head up there to the media center, let's hear from you one more time.
Yeah, hey, check it out. We got this hot dog stand here. This has been pretty busy. There's nothing better than a hot dog at a game, I have to say. But, ribs do sound pretty good, my friend. I'm going to have to check out those Canadian ribs. I bet they have Molson up there. I don't know. I have to go check this out. But we are all in game mode, my friend. I talked to a few of the family members of the players just before we came up here to do this streaming. And one of the girlfriends said, not anxious. Another wife said, anxious as all get out. And another one just said, quote, I need a margarita. So there's a mixed amount of feelings, especially after that 15-inning slugfest. Packing up the whole family after all that from Seattle, coming here to see this game and support the guys. So it is a lot of energy on the Mariners side. When it comes to Blue Jays fans, too, they have been nothing but nice, I have to say. Obviously very, very strong with their team. Around here, local media, radio and TV have been calling for Blue Jays brain over the last few days, getting everybody to wear Blue Jays gear to school and to work. So they're coming in full force, and they are going to give it all they got here in just a few minutes. We're getting close to game time, Chris.
Hey Jake, I gotta pump you up a little bit. Many of our viewers on King 5 Plus know you from the Emmy Award-winning morning show here at King 5 TV. You and Mamie Jung do a great job. But you are also a man of your word,
sir.
because I was with you at the start of the season, opening day. It was you and I out there at T-Mobile Park, and you made the bet to everybody. If this team wins the American League West, I'm going to shave a trident in the back of my head. I'm going to be honest with you. I think I told you I'd shave my back. I have yet to do that yet. But how is the trident still in the back of your head? Can we still see it, Jake? Is it blending in more?
Chris, you predicted we would win the division, and we did. I predicted we'd go to the postseason. I put an S in my head, and there she is.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
Look at that.
Nice and fresh. I've had a lot of comments from Blue Jays fans. Had a lot of comments from Blue Jays fans, for sure. This logo on my head is way better than that, sir. Sorry.
How are the Blue Jays fans treating you all right there?
As good as they can, I will say. As good. Canadians are very nice. Canadians are very good people. We feel safe here. We feel welcomed. Nobody seems to be mean, but there's that rivalry, Chris. You got a lot of Blue Jays fans coming out here trying to start a little something, but hey, we're strong. Mariners fans, we got it. We're very polite people ourselves, very respectful.
Okay, and my last request for you, besides getting a victory tonight, get yourself the Canadians, they get the French fries, they throw the gravy and the cheese all together.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, get a little of that.
Buddy, I've had the poutine, I've had the Tim Hortons. I'm integrating myself in Canadian life already, my friend.
Okay, all right. And I love, by the way, if you want to check it out, Jake, give a plug real quick. I think it's on King 5 News on the Instagram, but you had a great shot. Explain real quick. There's a hotel actually built into the stadium?
Oh, yeah. Unbelievable. So this is the Rogers Center here, right? And if you look to the right, Kellen, where the blue light is shining, that is the Marriott here. So it's a huge hotel, and a lot of the rooms on the inside, from like the 4th floor up, all face the field. I mean, you can get $1,500 a night. You can see the field from your hotel room. How cool would that be? The restaurant here also overlooks, so very cool stadium. We were joking off camera. I think the Mariners should try to get a hotel out there. I think that'd be kind of cool in the outfield. Yes, Kellen agrees.
Well, I mean, tell Kellen we actually have one. It's the King 5 Sports area, and so they're $1,500. Anybody can have my desk if you want to stay there overnight. All right, Jake Wittenberg,
bargain, buddy. That's a bargain.
Get Kellen inside there, get some food, have some fun, enjoy the atmosphere. It's going to be a party in Toronto tonight. All right, good stuff there from Jake Wittenberg. All right, we are getting close. Once again, Game 1 is tonight, and we will be right back here with post-game reaction after Game 1 of the American League Championship Series. Toronto Blue Jays, the Seattle Mariners. Which team will move on and play for a World Series? The Mariners have never been in the World Series before. Will this be the year? It all starts tonight. That will do it for us. You've been watching our Game 1 American League Championship Series Mariners pregame show live on King 5 Plus. A live look outside the Rogers Center. We'll be right back here after the game with post-game reaction from both teams. Go Mariners. We'll see you after the game.